Hello, so we're back, and this time we have a nice laptop to repair. MacBook Pro. It is MacBook Pro a nice laptop? Can be. Not sure if this model. This has a common fault. But anyway, let's see the customer email. So the customer is saying I have a MacBook Pro 2019 i9. At some moment, stop turning on and charging. Hope is just one of the capacitors. I mean, this is on the same way. The customer is coming, and it probably is the fuse. Yeah, it must be the fuse. Yes, or something like that. The customer, must be a capacitor. Okay, let's plug a charger and see what it's doing. You know what? I'm pretty sure on this model is not a capacitor, but I can be wrong. Let's plug the charger. This is well known with the dying SSD chips, if you know the fault. Yeah. And we have like 5 volts and we have like 400 milliamps. Pressing the power button, nothing happens. So the PD controller clearly is not working. I will say, let's quickly open the laptop and let's have a look inside. Wait. The screws from here are missing, but we have these screws. And the laptop, it's open. Yeah, definitely we're gonna check that power supply and this one. Yeah. But before that, let's check the voltage on the main power rail just to be sure it's not shorted. So the voltage on the main power rail is 1.2 volts. That means the main power rail is not shorted. Good. Plug in the charger. Let's see the voltage on the main power rail, and the voltage is 12.3. Means the battery is not charging. But the inverter or the converter, it's working. It's raising the voltage from 5 volts to 12.3. Let me grab the thermal camera, or actually, let's unplug the charger. Let me check the voltage one more time on the main power rail, and it is 4.2, and it's going down. It's going down quickly. Switching to resistance. Let's see what do we have here. Good, good, good. Good, 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 and that's okay. I'm assuming the 400 milliamps is taken by the power supply, which is working as a boost converter. And we have one resistor which is getting hot, and I don't know why. Here we have the coil which is charging the battery, and that's fine. Here we have the EC chip, and that's all what we have. Okay, let's see what is there. That's a power. That must be a power supply. 1 second. Let's see what power supply is that one. Maybe we can fix it without opening the schematic. I really doubt. But let's see. So here we have 3.3. So 3.3 is present. That's normal for this one to be warm. Here we have 3.3 again. So not sure what should I say about this. Let me higher the voltage on my power supply. Good. Let me lower the current. Less calm on the capacitor. And the battery is charging with 320 milliamps. Good, so the battery, it is good. Let me find a ground. 300 milliamps, raising the current. Yeah, the battery is good. Check that. So it's charging with like 3 amps. And that's fine. So the battery is charging. Okay, so we charge the battery a little bit. Plug in the charger. We have 19 volts with no current. Oh, why no current? Hmm? Why is not pushing current into my battery? .7 volts. So the battery has some voltage, but the laptop doesn't want to charge the battery. But the PD controller, it is working. Pressing the power button. Pressing the power button and it's nothing on the screen. Plugging on a different USB. Same story. Different one. Here is 5 volts, so here is not working. And this one is not working at all. Nothing. So I believe here is something wrong with the PD controllers. And if you have like one PD controller is not working, the board it will not work. So here it's working. We have 19. And here we have 19, but not on this side. On this side it's not working. Here you have 5 volts and 100 milliamps. And I'm not sure what is taking 100 milliamps. But probably the heat from the back of the board is telling us something. And here it's not doing anything. Yeah, okay. So we have a dead PD controller. I will say, let's take the board out and let's have a look, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's the hard part, to actually take the board out. And the board, it's out. Lot of dust, so I don't think anyone took the board out. Looks like someone worked on it, but based on what dust we have here, yeah, very possible no one worked here. So the PD controller are here, and it's exactly on the same spot we see in excessive heat. Good. Plug in the charging port. Plug in the charger. And the same story. Good. Oh lol, I can feel it. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one is getting hot. Yeah, check there, check there. You can see the PD controller is getting hot. This one. Wow. Oh, actually pretty hot. And what is getting hot more is probably this MOSFET. And the other PD controller, it is coming on, check there. 500 milliamps, but so no matter on what port I'm plugging the charger, it's only this PD controller which is getting hot. You can see? PD controller and this small. I mean, I'm not sure what it is. You know what? Maybe we should take out a schematic. I mean, at the first look, I would say the PD controller is dead. But can be some output from the PD controller, which is shorted. So I will say, let's replace the PD controller. What do you think? I mean, check here how much dust it is. So definitely no one try anything here. Good. CD3217. Okay, let me see if I have one. Wait, 1 second. What do we have here? 3215. Okay, it's not the same. It's not the same. Okay, so I don't have it. I have to order the chip. Yeah, I can bet they're expensive. Yeah, let's see. Let's see how expensive they are. 3217. I mean, it's not that expensive. 1 second, like £10. Yeah, let's order 2. What do you think? 65 sold. Yeah, let's get 2. Buy now. Perfect. So I think it's nothing what we can do now. Just wait for the chip and continue the repair when the chip arrive. Yeah. So see you in like few days. Bye. So we are like 3 days later, and I got the chips. Let's go and replace the IC. We need a little bit of liquid rosin flux. Just a little bit. Perfect. 480 degrees, 50% air. Let me start the solder iron. Okay, so the chip is out. Pin number 1 is there. Same position like this chip. Good. Let's take the solder balls out. Perfect, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's nothing to clean. There is only flux. The new chip is here. The chip comes with solder balls. Pin number 1 there. Good. Perfect. And the chip, it is soldered on place. Yeah. You seen the chip move himself to his right place. So what do you think? It will work or not? That's the question. Let me cool down the board quickly. Yeah, that's the old one. We need a charging port. Yeah, I believe it's cold enough. Charging port. Charging port present. We have the meter. Let's get the USB-C. Plug in the charger. And the meter is coming on. 5 volts. And the other one? 5 volts. Okay, that's interesting. Let me grab the thermal camera. And the chip is not getting hot, but something else is getting hot. So something changed. Okay, you know what? On this point, let's grab a schematic to find out what this chip is doing. This is not okay. Yeah, we need a schematic. Give me 1 second. And I found on our search by the board model number, board view and schematic, Yes, someone asked before. And we have board view and schematic. Ha. Okay, let's download it. Perfect. Let's open the board view viewer. FlexBV, which is a fantastic software. So we have the board view. Great. Let's make it bigger. So on the other side of the board, we have this thingy which is getting hot. UB090. What is this? Oh wait, that doesn't look good. I mean, check here, only data lines. This is BIOS, right? It's the PD controller memory. What is this? UB090. Let me check the schematic. UB090. So what is that? Huh? Yeah, it's a memory. How the memory can be shorted? How a BIOS chip can be shorted? Hmm? Any idea? A BIOS chip to be shorted. Hmm? Because the EC chip, the PD controller chip, probably send more than 3 volts on this chip. Possible. I'm still not convinced. Let's double check just to be sure. So the charger, it is plugged in. Let's double check. Plug in, check there, the chip, the memory chip. You can clearly see it's getting hot. What voltage do we have there? Let's see. Yeah, pin number 8 has to be 3.3. Also it's coming from the PD controller. Next, we are coming with the power supply. Just to be sure it's right what we are seeing, because you know it's kind of like hard to believe or hard to digest something like that. So 1 volt, just a little bit of current. Here is ground, it is, and here is taking 40 milliamps. 40 milliamps, it's a little. So let's switch to 3 volts. Three volts, and it's taking 70 milliamps, which is decent. I don't understand. So why we have no voltage and that chip is getting hot? Do you think we are doing something wrong? Plug in the charger. And now the charger restart. Yeah. Probably because the board is wet. Good. We have like 5 volts and same. Okay. Let's check with the thermal camera again. So check there. I mean, I'm not crazy. Yeah, you can't see properly, but that's the chip. So the chip which is getting hot is this one, which is the BIOS chip. You know, BIOS, it's a memory chip. And my question is why? Why is doing something like that? The voltage here is 3.2. Okay, the voltage is right. But a memory chip to get hot, that's not normal. No. So what is the solution? There is no solution for something like that. No, we have no... It's not enough to replace that chip. Yeah, that chip has to be programmed. Okay, let me see if I can find a board online. Because we really need a spare board for this one. We found, check here, yeah? No, this is the board we need, 01700. And the board is iCloud lock. So actually this motherboard is good. Yeah, the program has iCloud lock. It is from UK. So I'm gonna order this motherboard and I'm gonna swap that chip. Where is that chip? It's here. Yeah, there. You can see it? Yeah. £60 still worth. So we are fine even if we are ordering the board. Okay? So see you in a few days. Bye. So we are like 1 day later and the board from eBay arrived. So this is a good board with iCloud. That's the chip we are looking for. I will say let's test it. Yeah, let's move the charging port from the customer board. Yeah, so we move the port. Let's plug the charger. Plug in the charger and the meter is coming on. 19 volts. Let me grab the thermal camera just to check what kind of heat do we have here. Yeah, the board starts. Check here, like 2 amps. So the board is on. It's unbelievable how a good board, it will go to trash just because iCloud. I mean, this is not okay. Okay, it was like how it was Apple like 6-7 years ago. Okay, has the customer data, has the iCloud account, but I restore it and can be used. Yeah. So check here, the thermal camera actually show absolutely no heat from the BIOS chip, which is here, right? And even with 900 milliamps, we can't really see any heat from the PD controllers. I mean, here is a PD controller where I have the finger here, and here is another one. Probably here are the input MOSFETs, and the input MOSFETs are getting a little bit hot because 1 amp. But yeah. Okay, so the board, it is good. I will say let's swap the BIOS chip and let's see what the BIOS chip, it's a memory chip. Let's see what will happen with our board. You remember our board? BIOS chip is getting hot. I mean, 70 milliamps, it's a lot. Now, don't forget, this memory chip is programmed. Yeah, so I bought the board specially to get the chip already programmed, because otherwise, how can I program that chip? 480 degrees, 50% air. Let's get the chip out. Pin number 1 is there. Yeah, the board is sucking the heat badly. And the chip is out. Yeah, that's the one. Let's leave the chip on one side for the moment. Now we're gonna remove this chip, which is good. A little bit of rosin flux. Perfect. Getting the chip out. Perfect. Rosin. And now we can move the chip here. Focus. Yeah, focus is here. Good. Oh, my chip. That's crazy. Don't say that. Yeah. 50% with a small nozzle, it's a lot. 50% air. Ah, the chip is here. I can't believe. I bought the board for this chip. Okay, we are back in business. Let me lower the air to 40%, 30%. Ah, come on. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. Good. Pin number 1. I mean, I seen the solder getting melted, and that's why I took the tweezer. It was a bad idea. And the chip, it is soldered on place. Huh? Yeah, it is. Good. Now is the moment. Let's cool down the board. We need a charging port. The charger is plugged and it's not working. That sucks. And here, it's still taking 300 milliamps. This is unbelievable. Let me grab the thermal camera. We replaced the chip for nothing. No, it's impossible. No. That chip was faulty. No. That chip was faulty. No question about it. Let's see. 300 milliamps. And what is taking 300 milliamps? It's actually the second chip. Wait, how the second PD controller can be dead? Can be faulty? Okay, let's move it here. Move it here. Same chip is getting hot. That's crazy. Not sure if you can see. But exactly the same chip is getting hot. You know what? I believe the both PD controller were faulty. And what I will do, we're gonna do some nice work and get the chip from this board, yeah? No reballing. No. But at least we are using a genuine chip. I mean, it's not normal for that chip to take 300 milliamps, no? And the memory chip is not getting hot anymore. So we are fine. We replace this one, now we're gonna replace that one. Yeah, a little bit of rosin flux. We have to be sure we are having like perfect solder balls. We don't need this. Now, you know what? This is like this is story of my life. I mean, you fix something, then you find something else. Then you think that's something else, and you find something else. Yeah. Yeah. So I already told the customer once, okay, I ordered the chip, so it will be a few days. Good. Turn out the memory chip is faulty. I emailed him again and I said, I ordered the board because I need that memory chip. It will be another few days. But you know, it's good we have the whole board now. So whatever is faulty, we can fix it. Pin number 1 there, good. Okay, that was bad. That was quite bad. My hand shake. Too much Coca-Cola? Probably. Because you cannot have handshake from pizza, right? Yeah. Perfect. The capacitor is back in place. Actually, it's quite good. It's quite good. The solder balls are fine. You can see. It's like we reballed the board. You can see it. Perfect solder balls. So we are fine. A little bit of rosin flux. Perfect. Now let's grab the other chip. I want to use this chip. But before we are desoldering the chip, just to understand how important is that memory. So let me plug the charging port again on this board. This is the good board we tested earlier. So now if we are trying with the charger, you'll see it's not working. Plug in the charger. Check there. Hey, it's not working. So, I mean, you'll not find, you probably will not have this fault, like a faulty memory, but you can have faulty firmware. And that's what happens when you have faulty firmware. So basically now we have no memory chip there. And here is like 5 volts and 300 milliamps. That's interesting. It's same like our board. And it's restarting. No, it's not same like our board, but nearly. You know, I'm curious. With 300 milliamps, nah, no, it's not like our board. Like our board with 300 milliamps, yeah, one PD controller is getting hot. But this 300 milliamps is going into the board. Yeah, it's not consumed by the PD controller. So yeah, our chip is dead. Good. So have in mind, you replace the both chips and still not working, then the firmware. Yeah, that can be the problem. Let's remove the PD controller. PD controller. We need a little bit of rosin flux. Just a little bit. Now let's take the chip out. And the chip is out. What about the solder balls? Perfect. Yeah. And we have to solder the chip here. Yes. Focus. Focus is here. Hot air. Good. And the chip slide on his place. You seen that? Yes. So the chip it is soldered properly. Good. Let's cool down the board. Charging port. Okay, we have the SSD on the other side. We should be careful with the heat. Charging port is here. Let's plug the charger. Now is the moment. Plug in the charger. And it's not working. Come on, I really replace everything here. Both chips are replaced. Memory. And the chips are not getting hot anymore, you can see. So what is taking 300 milliamps? Yeah, we have no idea. So what we are doing? No, it's nothing what we can check. No. I will say the best way to move forward with this repair is to replace the brand new chip I bought it from eBay, this one, with actually a second-hand one from this board. That's what I think, because I really don't trust like brand new chips from online. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is what it is. It's not working. But none of the chips is getting hot anymore. So can be only a communication issue between the PD controller and the T chip, the EC chip. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I prefer always a second-hand chip. Always. Okay, so the chip is out and it was soldered properly, you can see. I mean, yeah, we have a bridge there, or is no bridge. Not sure what is there. But anyway, we're gonna remove the solder. Yeah, probably that bridge was created now when I took the chip out. Rosin? Yeah, it was a bridge there. Perfect. Nothing to clean. We have flux, and that's all what we need. Let's remove the second PD controller from the board from eBay. And the chip is out. Yeah, I moved the chip a little bit. Solder bolts from the chip. Yeah, looking fine. Let's solder the chip here. And the chip is soldered properly. You seen the chip moving? Yeah. Let's see. Let me take the heat out. If it's not working, we have to take out the schematic and schematic. I'm not sure what should I check. I'm pretty sure every voltage is right there. Well, let's see. Plug in the charger, charging port actually. the charger, and the meter is coming on. 5 volts. Let's go back. Let's go back to the memory. Let's check the memory one more time. The thing is, if the memory died because of over voltage. And there can be many other things connected on that power rail, which can be shorted. Yeah. I mean, I can't see what I could do wrong here. It's just a memory chip. I mean, you can't do anything wrong. You can't go wrong soldering this chip. Okay, that pin doesn't have solder. And that's not right. Now has solder. Good. Yeah, and the chip is soldered properly. I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah. Let's cool down the board. Plug in the charger. Same thing. No, the chip was soldered right. Good. Let's check the voltage on the memory chip. 3.3. So the memory chip voltage is right. 3.3. Okay, let me clean it a little bit. Let's restart everything. You know what I will do? I will lift the chips one more time. Yeah, here we have a solder ball, and I don't know why. Why we have a solder ball there? Okay, the chip is lifted. And everything is looking fine. Huh? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? 2.3 amps. Hmm? And this one? Yeah, 19 volts. It was the first chip we soldered. I seen a solder board, I resoldered the chip, and now everything is working fine. So what do you think about that? Hmm? Yeah. So pay attention. I mean, when you are playing with soldering chips without reballing, the things can go wrong. But it's nothing to worry. I mean, just, take the chip out and redo it one more time. Check if the solders are equal. And yeah, I can't believe I fixed it. Ha! This is a happy customer. Now, if you ask me, yes, I do believe both PD controllers were faulty just because of the heat signature from the chip and the BIOS chip, memory chip, the PD controller memory chip. Yeah. Just give me probably give me like half an hour to put the board back so we can test it. But I am happy I helped this customer. And let's be honest, how many of you had like a shorted BIOS chip, memory chip? Sorry, I'm saying BIOS because, you know, it's actually the PD controller BIOS or firmware, kind of the same thing. I mean, how many these kind of chips you have them partial shorted? Because when it's shorted, it's clear. When you have the chip taking like 70 milliamps and you're thinking it is right, it's not right, or yeah, tricky fault, very tricky. Just give me half an hour. Everything is back in place. Hopefully I didn't forget any screw. All what is left is the battery. Yeah, all back in place. Now is the moment to test. So, plug in the charger. The meter is coming on. 19 volts. The current is going up. I heard the noise. 2.5 amps. So we have picture, huh? Actually, the laptop is working. And it's loading the operating system. Fantastic. It's taking like 2.7 amps. And the laptop is on and it's charging fine. So what do you think about that? Unplugging the charger. The laptop is switching off. Yeah. The battery is very low. So I'm gonna leave it on charge a little bit. So the laptop is off and it still left like 3 amps charging current. Yeah. And probably the battery voltage is going up quickly. Battery voltage. Battery voltage is the main power rail. 11.2323, yeah. Check that on the screen. 50 and it's going up. So it is charging fine. Huh? So what do you think? It was quite a hard job. I mean, how many laptops you have with like 3 chips being burned? Yeah, all 3 chips were burned. Well, it is what it is. We didn't expect that. I mean, if I remember, this was the customer who said it's like a shorted capacitor, if I remember. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a different customer. But yeah. Yeah, we fixed it. I have to... 1 second. All what is left is to be sure we are not giving the fingerprints to the customer. You know, just to be clean and nice. Yeah, it is looking nice. Okay, so have in mind when you are doing this kind of repairs, can turn out to be complicated. And the customers usually are willing to pay serious money for a repair because the data is on the SSD which is soldered on the board. So we cannot just swap the board. We have to fix the board. I mean, look at this seller, and this is a good seller. I seen later on that he sent me the fingerprint from the board. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here. I will say thank you for watching. You know, like, subscribe if you like the video, and see you on the next one. Yeah, 3.2 amps, working fine. Bye. Hey, if you find my content being helpful, don't forget you can support this channel by pressing the join button, and you can get instantly access to our members-only cool collection and Discord private channels for support with your repairs. Also, you can have a look on our United Kingdom eBay, where you can find some cool and unique products, United States eBay store, or our Patreon page. Thank you.